Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to do the monthly what arrived video. I know I said I'm going to cut down on board games. That's kind of true and kind of not so true. But okay, the truth is I'm very keen to not stop totally, but cut down on all the Kickstarters because recently has been burned pretty bad by Simon. Thanks. And also there's actually another campaign which actually went pretty high for me, and that campaign is actually let me get the name. There's a Warpgate Beyond. So my shipping kind of like jumped 60% of what was anticipated, but it's not in hundreds though. I mean, it's about so I think it's something about like from 25 to 40 or something like that. No, in euros by the way. But it's still bearable. I mean, I understand shipping has went up. I probably won't blame them. I mean, if it's necessary. But unfortunately, the cancelling policy still ensure that we lose at least 10% of it, which kind of really dampen my moods to back any further Kickstarter. So in one of the consideration I could think of is buy everything at retails, or if the next Kickstarter come along, I would just like factor in a double the cost for shipping. If I'm okay with it, I'll go ahead. If not, yeah, then forget it. So that, I don't know, maybe that will come to an end for my the crowdfund channel series, because I think if I stop backing Kickstarter, what's the point of talking even about it, right? But there are exceptions. They are like maybe Awakened Rams, I don't know, maybe even paying 100 USD for shipping. That's worth it because it's heavy, and in my value proposition at least, something that's heavy is at least worth the value. Okay, so with that, chatters, let's get on to what arrived. So now on Never, the first one, super heavy game. So we have a silhouette of heroes, a guy with some kind of like a tool-like spear or arrows on a mount with a lantern-looking weapon. We kind of have a Superman and Batman. I don't know, but that's just my. Okay, anyway, this is by Ryan Lockett. Now or Never is the third in the series for the games that started with Birth and Below, then followed by oh well, I forgot what's the second. Near and Far. Yes, Near and Far. And then now this Now or Never. This is apparently not available on Kickstarter, which actually is a good move. I think they offer direct ordering, and I don't know if it's available on Kickstarter. Maybe it is. I remember it was available on pre-order, and I didn't pre-order. I ordered from Miniature Market. Well, anyway, so I finally got hold of this. It's a pretty heavy game. There's no expansion yet as far as I know. So here it is. This is the two prequel, all happening in the land of Azum. As you can see, the artwork still consistent. I like Ryan Rockett's artwork. So I wonder if any of the components has been like migrated, or they are like crossover. I don't know, but seems like I loved Sleeping Gods. It's a fantastic game. One of those games that potentially is going to get the 10 out of 10 from me. And not that it's without faults. Of course, a 20 hours campaign is kind of like one of the fault already. But I don't mind a 20 hours game if I enjoy the full 20 hours of it. So this is Now or Never. I haven't unpacked it yet. It has actually came out for a while. I only got it late because of consolidated shipping. So that's kind of my fault. Let me try and put this down before I kill myself with the heavyweight. Okay, so we have some of this. Okay, I have absolutely no idea what this is. This is Rouge Agent. A game for 2 to 4 players from Stronghold Games. Stronghold Games is, by the way, is quite established, but I heard this was pretty low rated, but it's still limited edition with the 10 additional criminals. There might have been some kind of I would say maybe house rules to make it better, or maybe version 2 of the rules. I don't know, but I heard that it was pretty clunky for the first rules. But because it was on sale, and because the artwork looks cyberpunkish with the bright purple, bright pink, everything, and I'm quite into it. I decided to give it a chance, and who doesn't like Earth in 2048 with all the mutants and cyborgs and everything, right? So I'm giving it a chance. So I'm not sure if this will be the game for me. It could be turned out to be a flop, but you know, at least it's a cheap flop for me. Next we have Tiny Towns. So Tiny Towns is the make no mistake, this is not related to the Tiny Epics series. This is individual, not individual, it's from AG, which actually is pretty established. They makes other good games. Tiny Towns is a much bigger box that is quite unnecessary, I guess. Maybe they could like fit everything in. And let me show you the back of the game. Basically, this is kind of like a town building game. You put in cubes and then you build buildings, and each of the cubes will give you abilities when it turns into building. And all the buildings have certain type of criteria to build. For example, if you need 2 grey, 1 blue, you need to like build that in that sense before you can build this Ames house, which will kind of like give you bonuses and things like that. So basically, it's a town building game, constructing, and you're like competing, you know, like. But what I like is that you know, it's all the humanoid animals thing, which actually happening quite a lot in recent games, like creature comforts and all this. So I hope this cuteness actually will bring my wife into the game a bit more than I hoped so. And town building is like one of the things that we have probably not delved too deep in. So that is a Tiny Town, and I also got one of the expansion. Look at the art. So if you told me this is not, you're not taken by this, then maybe you should move on. But anyway, this game is 1 to 6. No, I could like play solo if I want to. That is what is a good point about it. And it's not like going to take 20 hours. It's only like 45 minutes. Although I'm not sure whether I could like trust all this anymore, because you know, usually that depends how experienced you are. But anyway, this is a game by Peter McPherson and Josh Woods. So the expansion looks like it's pretty empty as well, so maybe I could like combine them. I guess it's just no more cards and stuff. So I'm not too sure whether, you know, there's actually a second expansion, so I have not get the second expansion yet. I'm going to like try these 2 out first and decide if it's something that I like or not. So there's another game which also has a very cute artwork. This game I have already played it because I had very high expectation of it, and it didn't disappoint. It's My Farm Shop from Pegasus game. So this game is played for 2 to 4 players. There is an experimental solo rules on Board Game Geek, so that you have to go and like download it and try it out. I heard it works pretty well. Basically, My Farm Shop is kind of a farm building game. So let me just flip this around. Although I hope the component inside doesn't feel like fall over. So My Farm Shop, basically you're going to roll 3 dice. You're going to use one of the dice to buy one of the cards available in the market, and then that card is going to replace one of the let me see if I can find the tableau. Yep. So anyway, you have a tableau of 1 to 12 here. That card is going to replace one of your powers, and you know, when you roll, and what happened is that after taking this 1 dice, the other 2 dice will activate everybody's power, including the players whose turn is, and then you know, it's like that would depend on how you build your tableau. So if it's like he took 1 and you have a 5 and 3, and then that will be 8. So you activate you know, power 8 on everybody's tableau, and everybody's has a slightly different tableau, and you know, definitely very different as the way you build, and you know, as you add cards to it. So there are one-use cards, there are cards that with recurring power, and you know, there are also like a sunflower to boost the power and so on. So this game is deceptively cute and simple, but actually it could come to a very good lot of strategy, planning ahead and stuff. So that's why I think it's been a bit underrated. I mean, although a lot of people say that it's supposed to be a very simple game, but slightly more complex than simple. But I'm okay with it because I think I'm already quite experienced board gamer. So being a bit complex is okay, and I like the complexity. It makes these games a lot more fun. And there's 3 additional modules built in. You don't have to pay for expansion, so you can either use or not use them. It's entirely up to you. So everything in this one box, and I roughly remember this is about 25 to 26 US dollars. So it's not an expensive game, and you know, look at what Kickstarter is doing to us now. So you know, get good games, get cheap games. You know, that's what I advise. And Dominion is something that I should have given up a long time ago, but I don't know why. I have seen Dominion Allies, and it seems that there's pretty good ratings for this game. So this game, I finally decided to buy it, but you know, unfortunately, I'm very disappointed with the just look at this. I mean, the text is hardly readable, and I hate green. I don't know why they have chosen to use green for this box, and my box is damaged. Yes, it's actually damaged during transit, but I'm going to get this settled, so don't worry about it. This is not going to be another video where I'm going to like just make one whole video and complain about broken dents in my box. I don't think the cards are hurt, although I have not opened it up yet, but I'm sure I will get a satisfactory response for this game. I'm not too worried about it because I bought from someone respectable. So I suppose this will go very well for me. Or worst case, maybe I will just return it. But anyway, I don't need to say too much about Dominion. It's also available online now as an app. But since I already have most of the Dominion, that it doesn't hurt to actually get the. Actually, it does hurt, but it's like I would think that this is a good expansion, and if I play enough, I'll actually break even. So that is Dominion Allies, the latest one in the series. I lost count. Maybe it's the 13, 14. I can't remember. So this one is is related to Kickstarter. It's Waste Knight. So if you watch my Kickstarter channels, the crowdfund channels, I talk about buying Waste Knights on the retail instead of backing Kickstarter. Well, that's exactly what I did. I set by example, right? So I don't just tell people to do stuff that which seems absolutely silly, and actually I did it. I paid I think it's about 60 or 70 US dollars for this, which is actually much lower than the 60 or 70 euros you'll be paying if you are backing this on GameFound right now. That's even excluding shipping. I already included shipping, so that's exactly how much I got this, and it's a very, very heavy game. Very heavy, so shipping is definitely the problem. I easily expect maybe about 3 to 4 kilos in this game. Is fully packed with stuff, and you can tell that this is a post-apocalypse. Things that you definitely like in Fallout kind of theme. And the iconic. In case you didn't know, this is the Opera House in Sydney. So this is something that like totally goes into the theme with post-apocalypse Australia. And the knights we're talking about there are people that are like, I won't call them scavengers, but like post-apocalypse heroes, people like Mad Max and stuff like that, with crazy build-up trucks, and all the adding metals and mutants and stuff like that. So basically and you have I think about 6 miniatures at least. So in the game, it's mainly because of a lot of cards, and I think there's also some story-driven scenarios. And so this is a game that is a base. Right now they are having Waste Knights, I think Beyond the Horizons, which actually travels into the sea from Mad Max, going right into the Waterworld region, and that is like combining I think best of both worlds. I don't know. So anyway, you can see this is the map of Australia, in case you didn't know. And then some drastic thing has when Australia has split into two. So this is from Galacta, which actually is a company that I like a lot. They have made this War of Mine, which actually I mentioned many times. I love the game, so I'm basically trusting the brand and trusting the designer, and that goes about 60-70 US dollars into the base game. I will get the Kickstarter exclusive when it's available in retail in August. And but I also at the same time backed the Beyond the Horizons for Waste Knights. So hopefully I won't live to regret that, because it does seems like nowadays I start to regret a lot of Kickstarter thanks to the crazy shipping. So this game is too big to be placed properly. It's upside down also. So with this hand and this ugly face. Where's the ugly face? Yes, here's the ugly face. I guess you can really tell this is a zombie game. Maybe even something like Far Cry, the first one. I mean, this is Darkest. So it's a cooperative survival board game, which I bought it at a cheap sale. It's 10 US dollars, by the way, and I didn't expect a 10 US dollars game to be this big, this bulky. My shipping is probably more than 10 US dollars. Yes, you're right. I think the shipping is terrible for me, but look at the miniatures. Look at Zombie Wolf, and I don't know what else you get. Mad Professor and stuff like that. Zombie Ravens as well. I think this looks better than the Simon one. Okay, not that I really hate Simon's one, but I think this looks cooler. To be honest, fair and honest. I haven't opened it up yet, so I don't know if it really look like this. But you get some miniatures with colors, stands, and basically kind of a dungeon crawler. As you can see with different maps. I think the tiles looks good. I mean the color looks pretty okay. although there's some critics behind these games, I heard there's actually a version 2.0 rules that's available online to download it. This was original Kickstarter, can you believe it? And it's now available at 10 USD, you know, published by Queen's Game. So I guess 10 USD is worth the risk. And then you know, I didn't know it was this big, you know, but here it is. I hope I don't regret this, and I hope the version 2 of the rules is going to be fun. Actually, more important to me that it's fun, and you know, it doesn't really bother me if the game was like a bit unbalanced. I mean, what do I expect out of $10 USD games? I have bought worse games that cost like, you know, 50, 60 USD, and I live to regret them. So that's all for this month. No, I'm just joking. You know, I really say that this month there's a lot. So partially it's true, partially it's false. False in the sense that all these games I didn't buy in May. They were accumulated in over the few sales that I have, and finally they have arrived over Game Nerds, over Miniature Market and stuff like that. So I guess they all come at one time, and you know, I have a big shipment in May. So don't think that I spent a lot of money in May. I said that I'm going to spend less, and I'm stick quite true to it. I also like cut down on Kickstarter, but anyway, just give me like 5 minutes or something like that, you know, while I try to bring this down and then bring that up, because I don't feel like cutting the video, because once I cut a video I will need to edit it and, you know, re-render the video, and you know, that is going to do something that is going to be a total waste of time, and all it does is add a cutscene to it. So I will let this this Night in Dark Soul accompany you while I, you know, dig something up. Okay, this is something I really like. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to just grab the stuff, so bear with me, you know, like imagine we're going to do time walk for 5 minutes. Okay, I'm slowly moving my stuff in case you're wondering if is it because of the storm I got disconnected and stuff like that. Apparently not. My place is quite in a mess, unfortunately to say, due to the various board games. And some board games are a lot bigger than others. Okay, and I mean a lot bigger than others. Okay, so I still have 2 boxes to go, so I will need to do it one more time. Actually, I'm not facing a mic, so I hope you guys can really like still hear me. If you can't, then it's just me talking to the air or something along that line. Okay, so I'm going to be back with so this is kind of what I call box 1. Okay, thank you very much. You know, this Night from the Dark Souls. You will take a rest, but I, you know, go back to my stuff. She's soon going to be a mascot for me or something like that along the line. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm going to talk to you about more board games that came for me. Hopefully most of them are good recommendations, because I hate to give bad recommendations to people. So these two I've been like eyeing for a very long time. They're in the same series. I guess if you're familiar, you already know what I'm talking about. This is Unmatched. So Unmatched is published by, let's see if I can see the name here. I'm not sure if I can find the name here. I have to find the name here. We can find the characters here though. We have Medusa, King Arthur, Alice, and Sinbad. So you can see like they are, you know, like battering across all. They're from Mondo Games, Restoration Games. So you know, they'll be battling over different characters, fighting, you know, over the. So this is more than just you know, like if you're thinking about this, is like one of those just card based kind of thing. Okay, it's card based, but you know, there's also a map, and there's a certain way to move around the map and fighting. So this is a very established and well rated fighting system. So a match is usually for 2 players. I think it's only plays at 2 players. I'm not sure if it does any more than that. Although maybe you could do 4. I'm not sure, but let's see. Yeah, I think you can do 4 here. But it's only a very short game as well. It's also 20 to 40 minutes. I think 20 minutes is only for 2 players. Pretty sure of that. So we got 4 characters here. Actually, I already have another one, which is a Fork and Cobble with some of the darker creatures. So second one we have here, this looks like Monkey King, right? So it's Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. We have let's see, there's a Vanguard, I don't know who she is. Pardon my lack of knowledge. This looks like a Roman soldier. Achilles, yes, and Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Okay, I don't know which version of it. The Bloody Mary I know is a drink. Okay. So anyway, this is the volume 2 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, volume 2 with another 4 characters, and you get the miniatures as well. You know, get all the 4 miniatures. You also get the board, the various cards for various factions. So this is I wouldn't say it's a very cheap game. I kind of paid maybe about 20 plus $30. So it's considered expensive for a 1v1 kind of game. But I guess because it's established, I'm fully giving it a shot. I hope I will enjoy it. I like Fort and Cobble, by the way, so this is probably kind of a safe bet for me. So this is another one of those well-established games that is a lot of people talk about from Pax from Keymaster. I haven't got the expansion yet because I'm not sure if this is for me. It's available for solo as well, 1 to 5, 40, 70 minutes. So this is a pretty heavy box. As you can see, there are some loose components inside as well. It's a very small box. I think, even in fact traveling size, I guess, in a certain way. There are some inserts available. I mean, that's really for... But it looks pretty packed though. I just hope that they don't run around and what I just didn't make them fall apart. So they are basically cards visiting the different parks and then, scoring based on certain criteria and stuff like that. So basically a little bit like Tokaido, but probably I can throw Tokaido away, I guess, after I get this. So this is like I heard very, very good reviews. Is, by the way, the artworks is fantastic, I couldn't say no to, beautiful natural parks. So I guess I hope this lives up to the graphic design. I certainly hope so. But with a board game gig of I think 8.0 or something like that, or maybe even above that, I hope at least the people at board game gig rates responsibly, and then kind of like give proper ratings. So we have another game from Queen's Game. Just now remember the Duckers. So but anyway, this is also one of them that's I think kind of like rated, but got people from both camps. This is Lost Legends, so featuring RPG characters versus Super Major Dragons, and this is kind of like the RPG kind of like build up various weapons, various armor, spells, fight against the big boss kind of thing. So you like choose your hero, prepare for battle, fights, and basically kind of like build up your characters for the final showdown against the big boss. So why I got this is because I don't know, the theme just caught me in. The graphics looks pretty okay, and I kind of like this kind of a genre of games. Basically it's a bit RPG in a box. I don't think this is very expensive. I probably got this pretty cheap, that's why I got it. And I think there are like plenty of cards as well, so you can see like there are 50 level 1 cards, 50 level 3 cards, 50 level 2 cards. That's kind of like 100 over cards, and not to mention all the rest of here. So I hope this is going to be a good one, but it plays for 3 to 5 players. I think there's a 2-player variants on Board Game Geek. Board Game Geek is always good to if you want to find ways to modify it. But if it's strictly 3 to 5, it might be a bit hard for me to open this up. But I will just keep it in my collection, for the meantime. So the last 2 is from Cosmo. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Adventures of Robin Hood, highly rated games, about 8 point something, I think, from Michael Menzel. This is Cosmo, and actually the other game is also from Cosmo. And then this game is basically something that I've been wanting to get because I heard that the story narrative is good. You're basically playing I think the people from Robin Hood stories trying to fight the evil Prince John and help Robin rescue his guys and things like that. So there's adventure books, which is like 216 pages, and there's an open world, and there's a lot to like discover and things like that. So it's basically played from 2 to 4 players, about an hour or so. So this is a very, very highly rated game. So based on the rating, I think most people enjoyed it. So I think I'm going to, especially when it comes to narration. I like narration, so I guess this is something that I probably won't regret. That is the Adventures of Robin Hood. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy game, by the way, as well. I think it's because of the 216 page story adventure books. This is my second copy of my CD, by the way. So the first copy I got, I'm I'm going to sell it away. So I think I figured that I probably need to get one more. So this is from Rainer Knizia. So like he's famous for a lot of stuff, especially in the board game world. He's like all his games is like kind of like a guarantee for good gameplay, and this is like city building in a way with a polynomial with Tetris-like shape and things like that. And in each of the different chapters, there's envelope for it. You unlock more and more stuff as you go along. So this is a legacy game. Yes, it is. And that's why I also got a hold of this. There's also a helper app as well from Cosmo. Cosmo has a lot of helper apps recently. So I won't say too much for it, other than this is also pretty highly rated, and I think I like this game, especially legacy style games seems to be like catching on, and I like to play them as much as I can. So this is my second copy of my CD, by the way. So again, that will be one of the big boxes, and I'm going to like try to move them around when I when I introduce you back to the knight from Dark Soul. Okay, and his burning flames. Okay, while I put the thing aside and get hold of the third box. So imagine there's some intermission music or something like that right now. So I hope the third box is smaller. I hope so. I don't quite remember what's in the third box. I'm gonna like move stuff around. So it turns out that the third box is not that big actually, but there's kind of a lot of stuff that's not really board game related. Okay, sorry, they are board game related, but they're not really board game related. So what am I talking about? Let me kind of like arrange this so that I can get the stuff out. Okay, here we are. Thanks the flame knight with the flame sword. So so actually it's only a few boxes in the third box, but we have a super major big box here. I'm going to keep you in suspense to guess what this is. Okay, so we have from Simon, which is a long time ago. They actually have this series called the Wrath of Kings, and it's a miniature based game, and I think if I'm not wrong, this is like $1 or $2 at the miniature market. So I bought these two boxes to try to play around with the miniatures. So we have the War Stompers from the they didn't really list the fraction. Let me just get the fraction right, because though as noob as I am, I don't want to like get this wrong. They actually do not list the fraction here. Oh yes, they are from the Teknes. So Teknes, we have two Stompers here in this small box. Okay, and we have another one, which is a specialist box one for also Wrath of King. We have the Hammer of Heaven, as well as the Shield of Telfon. Okay, so two characters. They are from the Shahan faction. Okay, as you can see, this is the final thing if you can paint it that well. So for me, it's kind of like the practice painting models. Okay, so let's move on. Let's clear this bigger box, this super cute box. With the bear, so I think with the bear and published by Green Barrels Games. I guess you already have guessed, this is the BarBearian Battlegrounds, in fact, and this is like the Tales of Barbearia. So this is not an expansion. I think this is a standalone game, but in the same Barbarian universe. It's a pretty heavy game, so I think there's a lot of stuff packed inside. As you can see, there are boards, very colorful boards in very fantasy colors. There is also village screen, and then stuff like that. It's basically still a lot about building your village and getting your brave warrior trained up. Of course, they did also mention this adorable illustration, and I perfectly agree with that. So we have this for 2 to 6 players, about 45 minutes. So this series is something that I think goes well playing with my wife, and goes well playing with especially if you have a lot of girls in your party. This seems to be something that easier to catch on, like to introduce you know, super heavy stuff like Nemesis and stuff like that, that would be quite a hard sell. But you know, look at the artwork. I think this will work any day, right? So you have to keep 1 or 2 of these games around in case, you know, like you know, there's always nights that people prefer to, you know, just have fun, laugh, and not be too serious, you know, getting killed by aliens. So we have 2 Deckscape game. This is one of the best escape series, escape room series I have, and because they are all based on cards. So what you do is you flip a card, and then you know, it continues on, and then you know, you solve the puzzle, and then you flip a card and so on. So basically through that 60 pieces of cards, you go through the whole adventures, and there's no replay value after that, you know. But you don't damage the card, you don't cut the card, you know, pass the card to the next person, or you resell the game or something like that. So what we have here is the Heist of Venice, and this is the latest, the Dracula's Castle. So this is a simple game where you can play for 1 to 6 players, you know, 12 to 99, as long as you're anything. I'm not sure if you still qualifies to play this at the age of 100. Though I think that could be discriminating, you know. People at 100 age and above should still be allowed to play games like Deckscape. So if you are from DV Games, maybe you can take my consideration. Maybe put it at 150, you know, to be more realistic. There's a lot of people who makes it more to a more than 100 years old right now, and I think I already knew a few. I'm just not sure if they're still playing board games though. But yeah, so it's a pocket version of you know, you could bring this along on travel and then just solve this in a hotel when you're really bored. I mean, why wouldn't you be bored, you know, going to travel, right? You want to bring a board game, right? Just in case if the nights become boring. Yep. So you know, 2 small boxes, each with very different themes. So I hope that I'm gonna enjoy this, and you know that I like a lot of escape room games. Some of them are not as much as the rest, but you know, Deckscape, I can put my chop and stamp on it as one of the better series around. So we have an expansion here. This is the Starship Samurai. So we have 2 humongous Starship Samurais figurines inside. This is from Planet Hat Games. This is the Shattered Alliance for the Starship Samurai. And I think it's pretty light because basically you only need 2 miniatures and some cards, yeah. So but because I'm a completionist, I want to, like, you know, get the 2 additional fractions as well. So I finally got this, and you can see you have 2 big miniatures of this, you know. I just hope that the sword doesn't bend, because I think the rest of my game didn't really like quite make it, but nothing that can be fixed with a little bit of warm water. But well, we have the Hanzo and the Ishida, another 2 fractions of samurais, and various different power cards as well. So they already said this is not a standalone, you need the original games, and you know, basically it's a space battles with samurais, mecha, you know, that's also published by Fantasy Flight Games. I'm not sure if it's not published by Fantasy Flight Games, but they are using the Fantasy Flight supply, you know, to indicate which type of card you need. Okay, sorry for me for that, but it's on Planet Hat. I'm not sure if they are affiliated FFG, but you know, so this is basically the expansion that I got. So down finally to the mystery box, right? Yeah, I think you've already seen a little bit of that. So if you recognize this type of boxes, you will know that if you buy a C1 games and you get the so-called Kickstarter stretch goal, you get them in a box that looks like this, which you know, I have never complained in the past, so neither have I now. So this is Massive Darkness, the Lightbringer pack. So this is basically the Kickstarter exclusive for the Massive Darkness 1, as you can see. So we also have I think this is the additional quest. Okay, so there are some layouts you know, of quests available. Okay, I don't mind opening this for you guys, because I basically bought this because I want to paint this, and as you can see, it comes with more boards here, more boards, and 2 boxes of miniatures. I'm just not sure if they are as easy to open. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this a little bit so that I have some space to work with, and I can show you this. Okay, just bear in mind that I don't really hate Simon as a company. Okay, maybe I do, but not really their games, because you know, come on, games are, you know, innocence, and you know, then if it's a good game, it's a good game. If it's a bad game, it's a bad game. That's all I can say about it. There's nothing more to say to it than it's just a game. And it's you know, people can just get, you know, like me, people also, I'm also one of the people, can pretty get upset because when, you know, you pay too much, or you know, the game brings you unhappy vibes and things like that. But so far, you know, this was one of the earliest earlier patch, and I guess the miniatures is pretty top notch, as you can see here. Pretty good, you know, like this is probably all the villains You know, we have like things like orcs and you know, wolf likes, you know, like big baddies, demon with you know, battle axe. You know, demons are going to stone you with a rock, and this is a weird eye creature thing. So it doesn't even come in a very you know, self-explanatory box, but I guess that's what you get for, you know, Kickstarter exclusive, because they are not going for retail. So I guess there's no purpose putting them in beautiful boxes. I mean, I didn't realize that, but they're already cutting corners back in those days, and you know, I wonder why we are being so forgiving about that, and we start making a lot of noise, you know, about shipping right now. So we also have more of this. I think this is some of the heroes. They usually heroes are in a different color, just like in zombie side. And we have more baddies, you know, like I think this is not even covered. So okay, so I can show you one of these, you know, like, oh, we have a big big ass weapon with thorns on it. I guess the miniatures are top notch, pretty good miniatures. The sculpt is pretty good during those days, you know. Massive Darkness 1, you know. They do mix miniatures with a little bit or more heart and you know, soul in it, and they looks a little bit more different, a little bit more variety. As you can see, there's a lot of different poses, and not to compare nowadays, you know, all the miniatures looks kind of the same, but this one caught my attention. This and this you know, unicorn. Oh man, my wife better not see this, or she will just like extract this out and my game will be without one unicorn. Don't tell that to my wife, by the way. Okay, so this is something she probably like. Look at the you know, all the groove, you know, the hoof and the texture. I guess this looks pretty good when painted, you know. Although it's a simple miniatures, but I think it brings out the part about the unicorn and stuff. And so now I have to figure out how to put this back. Is this the way? Oh no, then I will squash the. I hope this is the right way. Is this the right way? This has to be the right way because the head can be. Okay, so anyway, this is dual layer. We have a second layer below. You know, I will just show you quickly. Also at the same time doing random inspection to make sure that my miniatures are not broken, torn in pieces. You know, because that actually happens to some of the guys. You know, Massive Darkness 2 and stuff like that. So anyway, you know, things looks intact. We have a bunch of repeated. This looks like, you know, anytime this looks like it's a recycle, you know, zombie side guy in medieval, but you know, maybe they just didn't use it in zombie side. And you know, we have one more here with you know, ox with 2 swords. So I'm talking about Green Horde, you know, if I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about. So Green Horde is basically the zombie sides with ox. Yep, and we have more repeated like gnomes and others. Maybe this is like dark elf and things like that. So we have this is the second box that is actually doesn't come with any description, but rest assured that these are stretch goals, because this whole Lightbringer box is stretch goals. Okay, and I already spending a lot of time on this box. I'm not sure if you really don't like to see this, but anyway, we have some other stuff that's right at the bottom. We have more map tiles for Massive Darkness, obviously, and we also have some pads for the different you know, I think for recording the different stuff. By the way, I did not have Massive Darkness 1. Okay, so I just bought this because I wanted the miniatures, and we have the cards for the various bosses. So that was, who was that? That was Chromatist, and it's actually kind of like a unicorn with you know, attack of +1 per male hero in line of sight, +1 shield per female hero inside. So you know, that determines the kind of heroes you choose. You know, fighting unicorns really does matter, you know. Okay, so we have that, and we have a very nice Massive Darkness bag. I think used to, you know, keep maybe tokens, I don't know. So that is all for May, I guess. While I unpack and put this thing back, I'm going to like just go through some channels. So there's quite a lot of things that's been happening recently. I think I want to cover that in the crowdfunding channels soon. But just some heads up that I think there's a lot of things going on with shipping, and there of course a lot of negativity around it. I can't blame that the shipping has gone up, but I can only blame that, you know, making crazy estimates is not the way to go. It just totally you know, ruined the whole Kickstarter or game file experience for everybody. And especially if yours is the first one, you know, I'm really sorry, but that is not representative of you know, all Kickstarter's campaign. So anyway, with that aside, this video has really gone like almost 40 minutes. This is pretty long for most of compared to most of my what arrived. I'm not sure, maybe it's roughly around there, right? I guess. So anyway, this is what I have for May. There's actually 2 more games, but they are kind of lost in limbo thanks to shipping. So either they will be refund, or I will get them really late, like maybe in June or something. I'm not sure, but I'm not expecting any more new packaging, although I'm looking at some games. Still have not decided whether I want to get them because I have way too much game to play. And also I've been invited to play a few games in beta. One of them is pretty good. That is Rouge Agent. It's actually a very good game. The only fear I have in playing that game, and seriously, it's a justified fear, okay, is that once I have already played them, I won't be able to enjoy it as much as when I finally get my final copy. I don't know. I mean that, but then by the I could have like forgotten everything and play again and still enjoy it as much. I don't know. So that is something that is a valid fear in my heart. But there are a lot of campaign games I usually don't play the second times because I already knew what's going to happen. Especially like if you look at the games I have here, this is Castle Ravenloft. Finish it once, not likely to play again unless my friends want to play with me, and then I'll just crack it open the box. But this I'm gonna probably like play. I don't know. I'm gonna use the new sheets that's uploaded by some people, and they help you keep track of where you have visited before. And I think that will help me gauge if there's any really places that I need to go and stuff like that. And I got a new box to store everything, just for the sleeping gods. So anyway, enough of random chapters. I guess this is a lot of board games, and I hope you enjoy my video about talking about board games. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and if you really want to see more of this Dark Soul Knights. You will see him again in some of my future videos when I'm doing like translating, getting stuff out. Also, I'm planning to do one video on the deluxifying stuff again. This time I will get all my accessories and everything ready so that I can show to you what I actually deluxified in certain games. So that's just a prelude to some of the things that's happening. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good weekend, although there's weekends already almost ending for me, but I'm going to try to upload this video and so that you can enjoy it during the week, during your travels and whatever. So thanks for watching. I hope we will see you again soon.